in the flesh. Boxing night tonight. You know how it's going down. Yeah, Lopez, Lomanchenko, Young Gunner versus old-time specimen, skillful, what do you call him? The Wizard versus one of these new aliens I'm calling new alien boys out of, I think it's Guyana, Mr. New York, Bronx, Brooklyn, wherever, somewhere from New York, Lopez. Let's get into the action. You see the figures here. CBS is pitching. It's going to be shown on ESPN. We get Lomanchenko, 14-1. They're saying the greatest amateur in history. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. And Lopez undefeated himself, 15-0, 12 knockouts. The Power Man, probably the strongest fighter Lomanchenko has ever fought. That is a difference in this matchup. Lopez has the power to knock him out. I always wanted to see him against a power guy. We talked about Gervonta Davis. Now we getting into Lopez. We're going to see what kind of action the boy got. Let's talk about a little bit some more. Off-World Sports, into the stats. You know what it is. I don't want to go off feelings. Let's get into the numbers. Lomanchenko, 14-1. A 66% KO rating is right here. We keep looking into it. Wins. I'm going to go to the last 5. I may pitch in anyone who's top, a top performer like a Linares if he's not there. Let's kick off. Luke Campbell had the reach, no power. Another southpaw. By the way, Lomanchenko is a southpaw if you didn't know that. Beat up Anthony Corolla. I call that a wash. Even though Corolla was a champion, not the same type of level. I can't put him there. Jose Pedraza was another win, 25-2. Then we got Jorge Linares at 44-4-0. That was probably his top matchup ever in his career. That guy knocked him down once, but Linares is not known for power. He's more known for his pity pat 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 pat. Took a couple hits. He has great hand speed, so not power. Rigondeaux was a wash. Can't call that anything. Rigondeaux, I don't know what was going on in that fight. He called no mas. I think there was no payment. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's my thoughts. Neg me if you want. Miguel Mariega. I'm out to the 5th guy. Miguel was a little bit on the side of non-experience. Out of Colombia. Much respect, Medellin, Cartagena, all those boys like that. But I want to say Miguel put up a good fight, and it was a surprising fight because Lomanchenko did not have his best performance. I would say if we want to look at Lomanchenko's greatest faults or hardest matchups, we start with Linares. We go to Miguel Mariega, and we go into I even given Luke Campbell, giving him a little bit of work. That was a hard matchup, and I think Luke Campbell was having the edge. Those big, lengthy fighters who have the range always give Lomanchenko a problem. All right. Now, if we go into his percentages, Lomanchenko estimated power 71%. I agree with that. Okay. Now we go estimated chin and body ratio. How many times does he go to the face? How many times does he go to his body? I would say in this fight, I urge Lomanchenko to go to the body. That is his strong suit. That is his game. Lomanchenko is the body man. If you don't know, I'm telling you. That's his gift. Remember Mickey Ward and that little liver shot? Lomanchenko has a setup for the body shots. And despite what everyone's saying with his amazing boxing footwork, man, he is a ballerina dancer in the ring. I would say it's his body work that really impresses me. And that's what takes folks down. Even if the body work doesn't take the person down. And again, I'm going to segue into Lopez uno momento, papi. But I'm trying to get to a point. The experience that he has, taking folks into the later rounds, abusing them with speed and relentless pressure. I do think looking at the body work and how he slows down fighters is critical aspect of this matchup. Continuing down. If we look at, we talked about the knockout and the estimated power, the percentage between the chin and body work, it's all up high, right? He should for Lomachenko to win this fight, he's gonna have to put increased effort on the body work. The kid Lopez has not been through long so let's go into this. Back to the stats. I'm gonna shut up. Cállate moboca. Okay, I'm Spanish today. All right, 131 rounds boxed. Okay, winning round 8. 8.5. So he always around between the 8th and 9th round is where the impact happens with Lomanchenko. Okay, average losing round there isn't here, right? There's nothing here. He's never been KO'd. He's never been stopped. He's stopped 10 opponents, right? Total fight count. I'm trying to get the estimated punch resistance, 73%. That's a good number. That's a good number. Blocking the shots, etc. How much resistance do they get? But it's not about that with Lomanchenko. It's the fact that you're going to have to stay up here for the whole freaking fight, then move your feet. That's the problem with Lomanchenko, okay? It's not his power. It's this all day long. And when you're up here this high, that's what, you know, that kind of deal. All right, and this is something that I see and I respect from him. I was trying to get his jab is another. Let's go into the video, baby. Let's go. Of course, it's the highlight, so it's gonna be all the good stuff. But you know, Lomo has extended range. I just messed it up. Let's go. This is the fight against Luke Campbell. Obviously a taller fighter, but look, still utilizing his head. And Lomanchenko loves the jab. He loves the jab. All right, his jab is a setup punch. And he's showing his head movement here. Boom. Again, got to get used to the southpaw. Again, he's slowing. His speed slowed up in this fight. You know, I'm telling you, I didn't necessarily like his approach in this fight, but I think it was more Luke Campbell versus a Lomanchenko. Definitely more Luke Campbell. He was the issue because of his length. There goes the body work, and that's what I'm talking about. Again, this video slowed down a little bit, I can tell. But if we look at him in other fights, Lomanchenko is going to be able to get back to the jab movement, even though every highlight I'm showing right now happens to be hooks and body shots. But he leads off the right jab and then comes in and does the same old thing he's always done. Spinaroo, bang, look at the body. Look at the body work. Look at the body work. That's his specialty. That's his specialty. I think Carollo may show this a little better. There it goes. There it goes. When somebody's his height, that's what you get. Pity pat, boom, extended speed. Again, great. The up and down head movement is incredible in the fact that a lot of people say no one has come before Lomanchenko. As I'm watching the video, I would argue there has been somebody before Lomanchenko. And with the head movement, if I could get to him, not in the same manner with the feet, but there was a Mike Tyson. Yes, I'm saying that right here. If you remember Mike Tyson with the bob and weave, Lomanchenko has that in his body of work. And some of the foot movement characteristics is a little bit. There goes another body shot. Am I going to show? I'm going to skip. I skipped over the court. You can see this one was coming. Get his arms up, shoulder on the chin of the man. Pedrada's going to then set up his punch, go up higher. This was his best match. Again, there goes that jab. There goes that jab. That's what he's going to have to rely on to do his setups. That right jab is critical to the fight. The right jab is critical to the fight. And it was a body shot that hurt him. It wasn't a punch. Let's see here. Let's see. Hey, that was the liver. Guy. The body. I mean, this is what he brings to the table. And again, and this is one of the fights where he's playing around. This is a shorter fighter than him. There it goes. There it goes. And I'm showing this because that's what we're going to see. Triple, quadruple right jabs. External movement. He'll do that for the first 2 to 3 rounds, then come into the body. If he wants to switch up the game, maybe go straight to the body by the second round. He likes to do the feel out round the first, but then maybe goes to the body. In the third to fourth round, just to get his feeler rounds out of utilizing that jab. Nice quick hands because of his short reach. So that's the key thing there. But his feet make up for his reach. His feet make him a guy that has a reach of about 78, 79. Okay? And that's what it is. Let's go to the other side of it because I've kind of been riding his tail. Brooklyn in the house. Is he from Brooklyn? Oh, my bad, man. It's either Brooklyn or Bronx. They'll fight me for that. But anyway, let's get into the stats for Teofimo Lopez and what he's done. The young kid, the young bull. 5'6". Let's go to Lomanchenko. How tall is Lomanchenko? 5'5", 5'6". Very, very close. Reach 65 for Lomo. Teofimo 68 has the reach advantage here. Like that, okay? 23 years old, young pup. Shit, man, 23. Jesus, that was a long time ago. Anyway, fighters that he's fought. The exceptional fight against Richard Comey, I think, is his greatest success. His toughest, probably one of the fights that people thought he would lose. Then the names are not there. They're just not there, right? So just from a stat perspective, standpoint, he doesn't have the body of work to be able to compare to what Lomo has faced with regards to world champions, okay? Comey's probably his best name on his resume, and he took him out quickly in knockout fashion. Didn't make him struggle. Next thing is, if I looked at his last couple fights, okay? Let's look at what round he's been beating these guys in, right? The only one that went longer than expected was Mayoshi Nakatani. That went 12 or 12 rounds, so he has some 12 rounders on his hand. However, Edis Tatali, 5 rounds. Diego Magdaleno, 7 rounds. 1 round for Menard. 6 rounds for Silva. 1 round for Vitor Freitas. Then he has his 6 rounders because he was on the come up. By the way, not only probably 7 fights ago, this guy was only fighting 8 rounds max. I mean, that's the other part of this. All right, that makes it a little bit scary. But the advantage served when we get into the work of power. 80% estimated power, which is 9 points more than Lomanchenko. A 78% knockout rate. When we go back to Lomanchenko, he's in the 66 range. The key to Mr. Lopez is aggression and power. But he's going to need to set that up. And I think Lopez has the tools and the speed, maybe not the brain, the tools and the speed to make this happen. Let's get into the work. All right. So chin and body, talked about 76%, about equal to Lomo. He's another headhunter. Got to look to the body a little bit more to have a better ratio. Want to see a 60-40 in my opinion. 60 to the head, 40 to the body. But let's get into the KO percentage. Almost 19%. See you later. That's a high percentage. Go to Lomo. Nowhere near that. 7%. I mean, knockout, knockdown, KO, goodbye, can't wake up tomorrow type deal. All right. He stopped 11 opponents, which is not bad. The average winning round, the 4th round. I talked about experience and the number of fights, right? So, again, he is a high-level power fighter. Punch resistance, 58%. So, again, opponents are able to block his, relatively at the 58% mark. The power mark is crazy, as we discussed. The total fight count, 278. Again, that's experience-wise for the rest of the other fighters, which is showing that even though he doesn't have the same resume, the fighters have experience. Now, look at the count of a percentage of the other guys on Lomo's side. They got a 503 total count, so that's a lot more experience and a lot more tenure. Doesn't necessarily mean they're better, but in this case, yes, Lomanchenko has the better body of work. All right, now let's get into the video of my man Lopez, a young gunner, a power hunter. Right, he doesn't have to always utilize that. He's confident in himself. That is the first phase. Kind of has that. Again, look at the speed. Again, the competition's not there, but utilizes somewhat of a, I don't want to say Philly shell, but he has somewhat of that Detroit shell. I call it the James Toney, the Mayweather. Okay, he has a little bit of that, utilizes that sometimes in his fight. But again, his key to fame is power. Now, in his workout videos, I did see his foot movement. It looked good. I don't know if that translates into the ring. There's a lot of stuff, things people can do outside of the ring. Kind of like watching the guy practice on the basketball court. See him shooting 30 shots. You see him going through his legs, but yet he doesn't get one dunk in the game. So even though I like seeing it, the capability, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make it happen. Again, back to Mr. Lopez, we talked about the body work. He's another guy that I think should be going to the body at least a 50% clip to slow Lomanchenko down, then come up top. That is going to be the key. But with his reach advantage, there's no doubt in my mind, with the reach advantage, he's going to have to utilize that jab. That left jab is going to have to be a force. Now, if I look through his fights, I don't normally see it. He's kind of like a brawler in that sense. Okay? He's kind of like a brawler, and that's what I worry about, because the wear down is going to be really tough on Teofimo Lopez. If Lomanchenko gets to his body and starts breaking down, the kid's going to have a long road to success. Okay? So Lopez, for me, definitely an exceptional fighter. Great speed, great power. That is his key to it. The key to his fight is going to be the left jab. The left jab, finally utilizing that, getting inside, and then I would say, even though he has the reach advantage, I want him inside, in range, and just muscling up, putting his weight, what I think is a weight advantage, on Lomanchenko. I think that's the key to this fight. Smother him. If you remember Salido, you have to be a more athletic Salido without, hogging the nuts with hits. I think that's his greatest opportunity to win a fight. Going on motor-wise, I'm worried. Don't think the motor's there. As you can see, pity pat shots here. One. What about the setup? What about 1, 2, 3? One. There you go. One. Let's see. One shot pony. We don't necessarily want that in this matchup. I think he has to be more than there. Goes another one puncher. Okay. He's a more accuracy type puncher because of the power. Just wants to key in, get into a good place where he can get that swing off and then knock the guy out. That is his advantage serve because he's patient. He won't waste that much energy. However, when Lomachenko's putting that pressure on him, it's going to be tough on him to really be able to sustain this for a matter of 12 rounds. Teofimo Lopez is definitely the scariest fighter that Lomachenko has faced. You saw that knockout. Again, utilizing the legs, leaning down, following through with the hips, making some action happen. Definitely a power puncher. However, when it comes to stamina and the length of time in the ring, with experienced fighters, there's no doubt Lomachenko has the advantage. Hence why Lomo's smiling throughout the press conferences, because he knows he has that advantage. So my picks for tonight, in my opinion, if Lopez can utilize a 60-40 left hand jab, go inside to the body to slow Lomanchenko down, Lomachenko's in trouble, and I'm betting that Lopez doesn't have a 5% chance of winning. If he does that, he has about a 40-45% chance of winning the matchup, and that's what I like. So tonight we'll see what happens. Again, this is we'll see what happens tonight with Lopez, a very charismatic fighter, athletic, doesn't throw enough. Reminds me a little bit of El Brono, with the amount of output he has, but he has much more power, in my opinion, in comparison. So we shall see what happens with Teofimo tonight versus the El Wizard of the Ring, Lomanchenko, the Matrix. I give Lopez a slight chance of winning. Again, 70-30 I don't want to do that. 60-40 for the Brooklyn boy. 40% chance Lopez. I gotta give you respect, you from the Northeast, that you might win this fight. In my opinion, you overstepped your bounds. In a later lifetime, you'd have been better off. But your punch output, your youth, worry. So we'll see what happens after this. Fight is tonight on ESPN. Take tune to it. Biggest fight of the year for Lomanchenko in this division. I'm out of here. Off work. Mikey B. Peace.